Hi, my name is Kavindi, and this is the final reflection of the Monash Innovation Guarantee Program, which I'll be presenting as an individual innovation proposal of our project. So in this deck, I'll be presenting some insight about our challenge and our industry partner. I will share the human-centric design approach which we used all throughout our project. I will show you some visual mapping, sketching, prototyping, and testing we did, and also some of the next steps and the potential of our project which holds in the future. And finally, I'll introduce you to our team and share the collaborative approach we took as a group. So, what was our challenge? Our challenge was to build an interviewer chatbot that can be used to better understand public sentiment. So, basically, we were challenged to create a platform that will collect qualitative data responses from its users, analyze them, and sort of create a report which will be used by market researchers or anyone who wants to gain further insight from these qualitative data. So our challenge was presented by our industry partner, Our Voice, which is an organization that believes civic participation is the key to fill in the gap between policymakers and the general public. And they believe that technological solutions will unlock the potential of improving market research, and hence they gave us a challenge to create a chatbot which will strengthen this vision. So basically, we want to first, before we come up with a solution, we want to analyze the impact or the influence our chatbot is going to have on different sort of people. And hence we focused on the human-centric design perspective of our project. And this is a very new concept for me and my teammates. But thanks to Ilya and Caroline, who were two of the most phenomenal key speakers of one of the morning sessions we had. We could do some stakeholder mapping, empathy mapping, and even create a persona to better understand the perspective of our users. So as you can see, this is the stakeholder map which we created, and it shows the range of most impacted or influential category of our stakeholders, that from most to least impacted influential category of our stakeholders. And for example, if you look at Our Voice, we have listed them as the most impacted or the influential category that will benefit from our chatbot, and the least impacted category are the external policymakers. Will also sort of be like the potential users will be using our chatbot for qualitative market research. And then once we have an understanding about our stakeholders, we went on and created a persona. So as you can see, this is Tom White, who is an imaginary character, and he's a farmer. We created a hypothetical scenario where he's a farmer and he'll be using our platform as a voice or as a voice to communicate his concerns as a farmer to the government. And we believe that this will sort of show the vision behind our chatbot. And so we basically gave him an imaginary demography, and we sort of came up with the imaginary story for him. This is just to see whether we are actually addressing the potential customers or our stakeholders' expectations. And then we went on and created empathy mapping to understand the emotional perspective of this character, Tom White, and see how it's addressing the emotional perspective of the project. So now that we have a clear idea about the impact or the influence of our project, and we have sort of resolved the usability related issues we have with our project, we had to get answers to some of the most important questions we had regarding the background research, as in what has been done before to support this idea, and also how we're going to get people to engage with that chatbot. We had a lot of UI UX control related concerns. We had a lot of technical concerns, and we wanted to know how exactly the summary is generated, as in how it will be presented at the end of each survey. So these were some of the questions we had once we have done all the mapping. So however, we were fortunate enough to meet our industry partner, the founder of Our Voice, Eddie. And after having multiple sessions with him, after having some conversations with him, we could clearly understand the idea behind Our Voice, how he discovered Our Voice, and basically the inspiration behind it. So using this information, we could understand how exactly we are going to be designing this. And he also helped us understand what exactly he's expecting to do us during the project, sort of like what sort of a product he expects at the end of our sprint. So once the Q&A session was done, we have a clear understanding about what we're designing. We just wanted to visualize some aspects of the process behind this innovative idea, and hence we created a storyboard about a frustrated market researcher going from struggling in his day-to-day life as a market researcher to discovering our product, our AI affiliated chatbot that helped him analyze qualitative data easily. So now that we have a clear idea about our project, as in how we're going to be designing it, we know the impact it's going to be having on different types of users. It's time to focus on how we are going to visualize this challenge. It's time to get our hands on with the design. So before we start on the designing process, it's important to visualize the challenge once and for all so that we can understand different perspectives of it. And hence why we did challenge mapping. And once again, thanks to Dr. Chandra, who had an amazing morning session for us, we could understand how exactly we can cover these different perspectives of our challenge map. This is the challenge map we created. So it helped us identify the aims, problem, the solution we came up with, and also the different focus areas it's going to be having. So with the help of this challenge map, it was very easy for us to visualize the challenge and come up with the design. So we know the challenge, we know the impact, we have visualized the challenge. It's time to get our hands on with the design. So as an initial step for to creating the design, we had to sketch some ideas. We had to sit down as a group and discuss and brainstorm all our ideas that helped us come up with 3 different sketches. So these are the 3 different sketches we came up with. And after our session with Eddie, we could understand that he was expecting us to build sort of like a chatbot with a multimedia approach, so the users can enter text, either text or voice, and then it'll have a customizable avatar to make the users feel like they're communicating with an actual human. And also for the research perspective, it'll have a sort of a Google form similar format similar to a Google form, and then it'll be powered by AI that will be providing them with follow-up questions. So all these ideas and all these insight we gained after our discussion were sketched into 3 different sketches. And with the help of these 3 different sketches, we created our lean canvas. And once again, thanks to Jess and Bruce, two of our amazing key speakers in one of our morning sessions, we could come up with the lean canvas that covered many aspects of our problem. So once the sketching and the lean canvas have been completed, it's time we create a prototype, which we will be presenting to our industry partners. So these 3 are the different prototypes we came up with. So basically, these are the UI UX designs we created using Figma. So this is how the user perspective of our chatbot is going to look like. These 2 are how the researcher perspectives are going to look like from in our design. And these 3 prototypes were the prototypes we are going to be pitching to our industry partner to give them the idea of the chatbot we'll be creating. So now that the design has been done, we need to make sure that it's covering all the aspects of the challenge, and we need to ensure that it's gathering the insights it's required to be gathering. So which is why me and my teammates, we sort of interviewed a group of students to see what they think about our chatbot and like what sort of insight they have to add. We also met a few researchers, academia-related researchers in Monash College, who we interviewed and found out the different concerns they have from a research perspective. So here's a few references which we use to gather more insight about market research, which has been done before. And as for the next steps, I would like to present a few ideas for our stakeholders. So I think our prototype, the final prototype we came up with, is an amazing base to launching a beta edition of the chatbot, maybe as a mobile app. And I think it's an amazing idea to start testing and prototyping with the initial design we created. And I also think that educating and doing more promotional campaigns to raise awareness of this innovative idea that will have the potential to revolutionize market research is an amazing idea. And I think gathering more insight from researchers and the target audience who would be using the platform would also be a key step forward in this this project. So now meet my team. So I'm Kavindi. I acted as the coordinator of my team, and this is Oscar. He was like the specialist in our team who handled the technical aspects of it. And this is Alize. She was sort of like the analyzer who took a logical approach during our project. And this is Adi. He saw the big picture in our project. This is Mank. He was the finisher. He made sure that we delivered the pitch by the given deadline. This is Lyndon. He was sort of like the resource investigator who made sure that we communicate with all the resources we have. And this is our amazing coach, Rifat, who was there to support us since day one. And finally, I would like to acknowledge our unit coordinators, Susie and Joe, our coaches, industry partners, researchers, and the mixed students who contributed their ideas, and also my amazing teammates. So thank you very much.